Hello and welcome. I am so happy to be here. So hello and welcome to Purple Tips Thursday. I'm Mary Phelan and my business name is The Holistic Detective because I assist you to uncover core issues. And I'm coming to you live from Purple Runway Channel. Every Thursday, a new heart-centered leader will take over the channel for half an hour to teach, share, connect, and help you ignite in your own purple light. Well, welcome. Now, a little bit about me. My name is Mary Phelan. I was the host of Telepathic TV along with Neville Johnston for about 17 years. And we are doing that live on Facebook now. We started it back up, but you can contact me at telepathictv@yahoo.com or on telepathictv.com. And my number is in the contact, 703-346-7291. And thank you so much. And so I will get on with the presentation. And what we're going to talk about today is full presence and what that really means and how to get there. So before we even start, I would like to take you on a little bit of a tapping meditation that will help us to focus so we can get to what we're talking about today. And tapping is EFT, Emotional Freedom Techniques, and it has been used for years and years. And it's a wonderful technique for a wide assortment of things. So all you have to do is follow along, tap where I tap, and repeat after me. It is okay for me to be where I am right now. It is okay for me to relax and to let go of anything that's worrying me right now. It is okay to be here now. It is okay to step out of the river of fast. It is okay to step into the river of slow. I can get even more things done in the river of slow. And I love and accept myself. And that's all there is to it. So everyone just take a deep breath and let it out. And one of the reasons I wanted to talk about full presence is what we just did. We gave ourselves permission to be here in the moment. And we read a lot about being in the now, and we mentally try to focus ourselves in the now. We get the concept that we want to be free, we want to be relaxed, and we want to not have all those cares on our back all the time. But if we try to mentally fight against it, it's sometimes more of a struggle. We get more on our plate to try to do. So full presence really is about being here right now. And we can all think back to those times as a child where we went outside and played in the grass or laid under the stars at night or looked up at the clouds and made animal symbols in the clouds and all that. And we were fully present. And one of the things we really miss about our childhood is to just be here now, sitting behind our own eyes, not outside of ourselves, looking at us through our perceived lens of what other people are thinking of us, and just be here right now. And I feel that's the secret to happiness, is just to be right there. Another thing that full presence and being here now does is it allows us to really launch wherever we want to go, whether we're launching through the healing lens, where we are helping people to heal, or we're giving psychic readings, or we're being present for our child or our spouse. We really need to start from here. It's the doorway to everything. The now is where spirit and flesh intersect. And that's where we make decisions, and that's where we create from. If we're always living in the past, or we're always fearing the future, which is trying to live in the future, or we are worried about something, we're never going to be fully right behind our own eyes. And that's when we get into all this emotional turmoil, or what we call drama. A lot of things happen that way. It makes me remember one time I was volunteering for a medium, and she was a very good medium, but we had a full room. I had already taken the payment from everyone, and everybody was waiting, and it was 15 minutes and she still wasn't there. And I was worried, like, uh-oh, I think I'm going to have to refund money and try to explain this. And she came rushing in the door. She had gotten held up in traffic. And so she understandably was very stressed out. And she immediately puts her robe on and goes up there and starts giving messages. And I noticed that all of her messages had a tinge of kind of an irritated vibe. Even this very kind gentleman, elderly man that would come to all the message services, he was like waiting to hear. And what she said was kind of sharp. And it was kind of good also that she did it to everybody, so nobody felt it personal. And I really got a good lesson that day. I realized that she brought the traffic and the stress of being late, and this was pre-cell phone, so she couldn't call. She brought that stress into her present moment. So whether you're a healer or a reader or anybody that's human, we really are well served not to drag all of that stuff with us, because everyone deserves to have our full presence and attention. And so one of the things that really helps, and this is where I developed the exercise that I'm going to be showing you, was in all the years that I did trainings in energy healing and psychic development, one thing I heard over and over again is people doubting what they're getting. They say, I don't really know. Is that my intuition, or is that because I really want my boyfriend to call me? Like, is he really going to, or is that because I want him to? And it's this whole land that is confusing about what is a message and what is something floating around in my head. Well, coming from an IT background, I felt that I needed to do something about this in a form that I could understand. So I created this exercise that I call the blue light exercise, where we are going to, in effect, take a snapshot of what's going on. If we don't take a snapshot and start fresh, then what we're doing is interpreting everything that we receive through spirit in the lens that is filled with all those other things going on, like what I need to get at the grocery store today, and what my boss said to me yesterday, and maybe your knee hurts a little bit, and maybe you're irritated a little bit. If you're not aware of who you are and where you're at any given moment, then you're going to be confused about, is that me? Is that something else? And so how this works is that you visualize a blue light, almost like a CAT scan or an MRI rather, that goes up your body, and it holds everything going on with you. Whether you have any of these issues, or whether you are now talking with someone that reminds you of this guy that irritated you in 7th grade, whatever it is, it's going to hold it for you. This isn't a judgment. It isn't anything intellectual. It just takes a snapshot. Then after you do this exercise and you sit in front of someone, it's like all those things going on are temporarily held in this light, so that anything new coming in is a message. Anything new coming in is a message, whether you're a healer or a reader, but it's also anything new coming in a conversation with someone, that you can really hear what they're saying, because you're not sitting in that cloud of all these assumptions and predetermined concepts and ideas that you hold on to, and not old unresolved emotion. So what you do is sit, and we'll do this now, and over time you will have this, this will happen in a deep, quick breath. And So picture the blue light at your feet. And the blue light is this gentle light around you. It knows what to do. All you're doing is visualizing that light rising up your legs to your knees, up your thighs, your hips. And the blue light is like a recorder. It's just recording what's going on with you without judgment. It goes on up, noting any tightness you have in your muscles, in your body, up through your torso and chest, and up through the top of your shoulders, and then around your head and all your thoughts, all your memories. And then it just stays above your head and around you. And it just records what's going on with you. Over time, I do this anyway, every time I meet with someone, it's so quick that it's just in the span of a breath. You define your intention to hold wherever you are, any preconceived ideas, any biases or thoughts, and you just are fully present. And you can look at the person in front of you and really hear everything they're saying to you, because you're not comparing it to what you need to say to them. You're not comparing it to things that have happened to you in the past. If you get a pain in your knee, you know that's a message about them. If you start feeling anxious, you know that's a message about them too. So, every time you sit in front of someone as a reader or healer, do the blue light exercise. And the reason the light is blue, it doesn't have to be, but I do Seichim energy healing, and that is a light blue color. And so mine started out that color. And it's also a calming, soothing color, and very innocent and non-intrusive. So I would recommend sticking with the blue light, and let that blue light come and sit there and hold everything so that you can be more fully present. And I would just ask real quick if Jasmine, I thought this was 15 minutes, but from the intro it said half an hour. If you could comment and let me know which it is, that would be great. Because then I could know where I stand here. Now, why is this important? Is because this helps us to connect on a very human level, but it also will help us in clearing and not taking on other people's stuff. Because when you are done with the reading and you stop talking and having the reading, then what you do is you close your field through rubbing your hands or just defining it closed. You step back into your blue light, and you're free to take your worries and stuff with you if you choose, but you don't have to. And I like to do this when I'm going to be talking with my boss or any of those other things. So anyway, I think that will be a really good tool also if you have to go into a situation that you find very emotionally draining and triggering. One of the things that I find very powerful about EFT, and why I really feel drawn to bring it to as many people as possible, is that we do walk around with our emotional body trailing behind us, and it's very draining and exhausting. And if you are taking all this stuff with you, that emotional body, and dragging it into a conversation with your boss, or trying the conversation with a friend where you're attempting to get them to see they're infringing on your boundary, if you have all that stuff in your present moment, then you're not going to respond to them, you're going to react. You're going to have those moments where there's going to be a hair trigger thing, they will say something, it's going to trigger all the injustices in your life, you will get triggered back, and it's kind of just like a war at that point. So if you do the blue light exercise before you respond to anyone, It's something you can do in a second. If you're talking to somebody in the grocery store that cut in front of you in line, if you do the blue light exercise to bring into full presence, that means I'm not being affected by any of those things. It's extremely powerful. It's an extremely powerful technique. And it's sort of like a symptom reliever like aspirin. Then, now here's where I would suggest, what we ultimately want to do is to deal with all those things we're dragging behind us. But this is such a beautiful stopgap technique for so many different things. That's why I teach it in my psychic development series, in my energy healing, in the tarot series, and in EFT. I teach it everywhere because it's such a powerful tool. Now, when you have gotten to that place where I can do this, I can separate from my emotional body, because nobody likes to be publicly triggered either. And everyone wants to be present in your sessions, whatever it is. You want that. After you have that technique to not drag all of your baggage, emotional stuff, and put it all over the place and try to sort through that and what's that other person's, we owe it to ourselves to do our own healing. And this is where I have people say the affirmation, I take responsibility for my own healing. That is so powerful, because for eons, and especially as women who have gone through things and being oppressed and limited, and every oppressed people, I think the biggest thing is that what's taken from us is the idea that somehow we can't be responsible for our own healing and that we can't find it within ourselves. And we get tricked into trying to get our abusers to be our healers. And it just doesn't work. They won't be our healers. They're our abusers. We must disengage. We must be our own healers. And that means taking responsibility. And I feel doing EFT and going into my own programming and how that stuff in my life, unfair, abusive, whatever it is, how that affected me and my perspective of life and my role in the world, I need to be responsible for that, and I need to say no to anything that is a lie about myself. And that's what I'm committed to when I do sessions with you, is to help you find that you that knows that you are your powerful creator and that you can get anywhere you choose to get by saying, I am not going to let my abusers, I'm not going to beg my abusers to be my healer. I must disengage entirely. And what you do to your abusers is you free them from that victim, rescuer, and victimizer trinity. And so they get off that wheel too. And so you're saving the world. Okay, well, if you know me, I could just go on and on and on. So I don't want to keep everybody for too long. But some of the things that being fully present can do is it helps you to hear your intuition, because you're not hearing your old programming. You're not hearing your resentment. You're not hearing your sensitivities and your pre-formed responses. You're hearing your intuition. And I speak this from my experience. Everything that I teach is things I've lived and given to me with guides. So it's not just theory. This stuff really works. It will increase your healing abilities, because our doubt is the biggest flow inhibitor in the universe. And if you doubt what you're hearing, what you're getting, is that my hand aching? Am I hot because I was squeezing my fist, or is this really energy coming through? When you get into that doubt, it clamps down, it inhibits, like a traffic jam, the smooth flow of the universe. It helps you to hear what other people are really saying, and you hear their pain, and you don't take it personally, and you can actually respond to what's going on, instead of having a ping pong match of, I'm going to throw my pain body at you, and you're going to throw yours at mine, and we're going to see who wins. It's like setting down the tug-of-war rope, and nobody can battle you if you don't pick up that rope. And that is a power, a superpower we as women and we as humans have. And you will be able to hear your guides, because doubt is a loud thing. It's constantly telling you, don't do that, don't do that. It's dangerous. So I recommend this for whatever you are doing in life. You can use it in many different ways. And it is safe for you to show up in the moment. And it is a tool to leave that in another place so you can show up fully. And then it allows you to consciously and willfully go into your pain and heal it through choice and consciousness, instead of having it get to the point where it's a volcano and you're in a crisis over healing it. So I am very happy that I was able to join you guys today, and thanks for watching. And I will, I know next week, this is the paper that I was scrambling for when I first opened up, so pardon me if I was a little distracted, but I know Joyce Hughes is going to be here next time, and she is amazing. I just love her, and I think you guys will love her just the same. So please join in again then. So on behalf of Gigi and the Purple Runway team, thank you so much for your continued support in our mission to help survivors, thrivers, and conquerors of domestic abuse and violence. And join us next time with Joyce Hughes, and I know you'll love it. And be sure to follow Eventbrite page at www.purple.eventbrite.com to see all Purple Runway's exciting events. And if you do the hashtag Purple Runway, I am offering a special half-hour session for $40. That's $15 off, where we can do tapping and use intuitive skills to go in to get you direction in your life. And make sure that you follow Purple Runway on Facebook, and to learn more about the Purple Runway mission and to donate to the cause. And please do. This is something so needed right now. Please visit www.purplerunway.org. And it was my joy and honor to join you today, and thank you for joining me. So thank you so much.